Ever wonder how much your neighbor's house has gone up in value since 2015? I took a deep dive into one Omaha neighborhood where homes are nearly identical. Same builder, same layout to see what a decade of price growth really looks like. For this video, I focused on a Celebrity Homes neighborhood in Northwest Omaha, and I picked one popular floor plan, the split entry. My goal was to keep this as apples to apples as possible. Same size, same style, built around the same time in the same subdivision. Now, if you're not familiar with split entry homes, here's a quick refresher. You walk in the front door and you hit a landing, the stairs going up and stairs going down, hence the name split entry. These homes are super common here in Omaha and often serve as a great entry-level option for home buyers. To dig into price appreciation, I narrowed it down even further by choosing homes with similar square footage, built between 2015 and 2017 by the same builder, Celebrity Homes. Ideally, I would have liked to have tracked one particular model, like, for example, the Vista, but the sales data didn't quite line up exactly perfect. So I did the next best thing and matched them as closely as possible. The neighborhood I chose is Wood Valley, located in Northwest Omaha in the 68142 zip code. It's in the Omaha Public School District and sits just north of Standing Bear Lake near 144th and Military Road. Construction in Wood Valley started in 2011 and it wrapped up around 2017. I wanted to look at each year and find a representative home that sold during that year. That way we can track appreciation over a 10-year period. Before we drill down to the subdivision level, let's look at Douglas County as a whole. Douglas County is the home to the city of Omaha, the towns of Ralston, Bennington, Waterloo, and Valley, Nebraska. If we look at the median closed sales price in Douglas County over the past 10 years, we see a nice steady price increase. In this graph, we're looking at the 6-month rolling average. We do this in order to smooth out seasonality. So each data point represents 6 months of activity. If we look at this graph, in March of 2015, the median closed sales price was $146,450. 10 years later, in March of 2025, the median closed sales price in Douglas County was $300,000. That represents a 105% increase in 10 years. Basically, the value of a home in Douglas County more than doubled in the past 10 years. Now let's take this analysis and look at an individual subdivision like Wood Valley. What we will do is we'll find a home that has sold in the subdivision over the past 10 years, starting in the year 2015. We'll look at where the home was located, some of the details about the property, and the date and sale price of the property. At the time these homes were built, the median closed sales price in 2015 was $164,425. 14215 Wyoming Street was built by Celebrity Homes in 2015. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,621 finished square feet. It closed on December 23rd, 2015 and sold for $164,132. This was a Vista model. In 2016, 14205 Vane Street was another new construction built by Celebrity Homes. This again was new construction. It was a Vista with 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a 2-car garage, and 1,621 square feet. It went under contract in March of 2016 and closed in June of 2016 for $171,025. Again, this was a new construction property. By 2017, the new homes that were built in 2015 were sold. However, in 2017, an existing home located at 7404 North 143rd Street was sold in Wood Valley. It was built in 2015 by Celebrity Homes. It was listed on May 28th for $180,000. It went under contract 3 days later for $177,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,621 square feet. In 2019, 14202 Wyoming Street was built in 2015. It was a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage with 1,611 finished square feet. It was listed in July of 2019 for $207,000. It was on the market for 4 days and it sold for $208,320 and closed on August 15th of 2019. In 2020, 7466 North 139th Street was built in 2015 by Celebrity Homes. It was listed for sale in September 21st of 2020 for $225,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,621 finished square feet. It went under contract the very same day and sold for full price at $225,000. In 2021, 14209 Iowa Street was listed for sale in February of 2021 for $230,000. This was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,611 finished square feet. It went under contract in 4 days and sold for $246,700. In 2022, 14206 Wyoming Street was listed for sale in July of 2022 for $275,000. This was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,661 finished square feet. It sold 7 days later for $272,000. In 2023, 14201 Iowa Street was listed for sale in September of 2023 for $305,000. This was a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage with 1,611 finished square feet. It sold in 4 days later for $303,000. In 2024, 7422 North 139th Avenue was listed in June of 2024 for $295,000. This one was built in 2016, and this was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,611 finished square feet. It sold 5 days later for full price at $295,000. In 2025, 13928 Iowa Street was listed in December of 2024 for $307,700. This one was built in 2017. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 1,611 finished square feet. This one was listed for $307,700, and it was on the market for 1 day, and it sold for $305,000. A few items to keep in mind. Every year, it costs more money to build a home. That means when Celebrity builds a home in 2025, they'll have to increase their prices. More than likely, when 2026 rolls around, they'll have to do the same thing. All builders have to do this in order to stay in business. Sometimes a price is not just things getting more expensive. Every year, because of inflation, the dollar loses value. That's what inflation is. You have to remember, builders have to skate to where the puck is going. If builders increase prices too much, they'll sell fewer homes, and that's bad for business. Sometimes what you'll see builders do is build a smaller home. That's not the new construction market going down. It means you just get less home for the same amount of money. You see the same thing when you buy a bag of Doritos at the grocery store. It's called shrinkflation. There's a lot of noise in the media and here on YouTube. You should do what you feel is best for you and your family. If you want to buy a home, great. If you don't, that's cool too. If you think we're in a real estate bubble and that prices are due to come down 30 to 40% in the Omaha market, you might be in for some real disappointment. People are still buying homes. Now, it's not the same person who could buy a home 10 years ago. 10 years ago, a young single person just out of school could buy a home. Today, buyers are typically older and you will see more couples. Now, could prices come down? Sure. Am I trying to coerce you to buy a home? No. If you don't want to buy, don't buy. I have been hearing about the real estate market crashing for the last 10 years. I also hear people talk about a massive wave of foreclosures. Folks, in order to have a foreclosure, the person who has the home has to be someone who is upside down on their loan. If someone bought their home 5 years ago, guess what? If they hit hard times, they can sell. 38% of homeowners do not even have a mortgage. They own their homes free and clear. Is homeowners insurance high? Yes. Are property taxes high? Yes. People are still going to buy homes. A home is much more than just a financial decision. It's where you raise your kids. It's where you make your memories. It's where you have Thanksgiving, where you have Christmas, that sort of thing. Home prices are going to fluctuate. They're going to go up and they're going to go down. There are really two times when price really matters: the day you buy and the day you sell. Ask yourself this question: 10 years from now, do you think home prices will be higher or lower? Just because property insurance is high and property taxes are high doesn't mean people are going to run out and decide to sell their home. When you rent, you pay property taxes and insurance too. Today's high prices are tomorrow's great deals. 10 years ago, you could buy a brand new home in Wood Valley for under $170,000. Today, that very same home will cost you well over $300,000. The best time to buy a home was 10 years ago. The next best time is today.